So, good day everyone. I am Monique P. Salire from BSC 1-4, here with you today to talk about the biopsychosocial model of crime causation and the moral insanity and criminal responsibility. So, the biopsychosocial model of crime causation. George Engel first proposed the biopsychosocial model of crime etiology in 1977. It claims that in addition to biological variables, psychological and social factors should be taken into account in order to comprehend a person's medical state. The biological theory of crime, however, contends that human nature to commit crime is somewhat predestined. We'll go over what this theory comprises as well as some other pertinent terms. Then we'll move on to contemporary ideas of crime after looking at its history. So for the next slide, we're gonna talk about the three components of the theory. From the word itself, I'm gonna tackle about the biological, psychological, and sociological components. The biological component is all about how the offender feels about himself. More precisely, what is passed down is a genetic vulnerability expressed as a personality type, which also refers to genetic features and the brain functioning that we inherit. For instance, even if the twins do not live together, the likelihood that the second twin will commit a crime increases if the first twin does. Researchers in genetics have been looking for a particular gene or genetic sequence that might predispose someone to criminal behavior. The next one is the psychological component. In this component, it also have an impact on how we perceive and classify occurrences in our environment as potentially dangerous or not. These self and environment related thoughts are crucial in the development of an anxiety order. For instance, the mother of one child corrects her son's schoolwork. He sees this as encouraging and a sign that his parents have faith in his capacity to learn. And for the sociological component, this refers to how they primarily pick up criminal behavior through the people they associate with. They are exposed to criminal models, given reinforcement for criminal behavior, and taught beliefs that support criminal behavior. As a result, individuals start to believe that crime is either desired or, at the very least, occasionally justified. And now let's move on to my second topic, which is the moral insanity. Richard coined the phrase moral insanity to describe a type of insanity that consists of a dark misuse of the natural feelings, emotions, preferences, rage, behaviors, moral traits, and normal feelings, lacking any remarkable disorder or imperfections of knowledge and reasoning departments, and in particular without any insane delusion or hallucinations. He claimed that moral insanity had a hereditary base and a degenerative tendency, and was defined as a delirium of emotions and behaviors with conservation of cognitive faculties. And for the last one, I will talk about the criminal responsibility. The competency of the defendant, their legal defenses, and the prosecution's ability to establish all components of the crime are taken into consideration when assessing whether someone is criminally responsible for an act. In some circumstances, a behavior that would normally be considered illegal may actually be legal. A criminal conduct requires that the offender have the mens rea, or criminal state of mind, at the time the act was committed. Following all rules and procedures, the legal system is committed to bringing criminals to justice. It is the job of the prosecution to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that an individual is accountable for their unlawful behavior. The defense provides justifications for why the defendant is not guilty of crime. So that's all for my topics. I hope you learned something from me, and thank you so much for listening.